Hey guys, today I just wanted to talk about, well, it's a series that's getting a remake to one of its games. It's the Fatal Frame, and I wanted to see how you guys feel about it because the first time I ever played Fatal Frame was actually on the PS3 where I bought the first two through the PlayStation Store since they started off as PlayStation 2 games, and they eventually sold those on the PS3. And I had a ton of fun with the first. Those are the only ones I ever played. Fatal Frame 1 and 2, and two's getting a remake. So I'm actually excited about that. And before I play the remake, or at least before it comes out, I'm planning on playing through the whole series again. Or, well, for the first time, basically, since I didn't play the third one and the other two, Maiden in Black and Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I know it's pretty easy now to play all of them. Especially the last two, I believe, are on PC. I'll have to check it. And, you can always find ways to play those, can't you, huh? But have you guys ever played these games? I think they're at least a pretty interesting take on the horror formula, where you have to basically confront the ghosts you're fighting by actively looking them in the face as you take their picture, so you can exercise them, right? And since you're encouraged to look at them for an extended period of time in order to get a high more points for uh to use more points with the camera by holding their picture. I always thought that was a pretty interesting mechanic. The puzzles were always not hard, but they gave they were like a nice middle ground between Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Like I always felt that's where Fatal Frames puzzles, in terms of difficulty, lied. Like they had that nice middle ground, no problem with it. Um, but the the art style, I feel like if you go back and at least play the first two, can't talk about the other games. If you at least go back and play the first two, they hold up. They're PS2 era games, but they hold up very well. Just because they're dark, moody. They take uh, taking place in in Japanese locales. So just wanted to see how you guys felt about a remake. Are you planning on going back and playing the first one, or playing like since it's they say it's a remake, but I'm also wondering, are they gonna go down the path of the Silent Hill 2 remake, where they're pretty much faithful in almost every way. They just, they change up some of the puzzle locations, they change up how some of the puzzles are done. They even they will add, will they add new puzzles? Um, how deep are they going with this remake? Because that's another big reason I want to I'm willing to play through the original again. Is if they take that track, it's gonna be fun going through the remake, and in my mind being ready to expect one scenario and then be hit by a completely different something like the for quick example for Silent Hill 2. I was so confused when going through the remake, when when you first encounter I can't remember the very first enemy. When you first encounter the very first enemy, I can't remember its damn name right now. But when you first encounter them, It's basically in a tiny tunnel. And when I was playing through the remake, in my head, I was mentally ready to encounter them at that point. But well, if you play the remake, you know nothing happens. They completely switch up when you actually encounter the first enemy, and and I don't mind it. I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I thought it was like a fun way to mix it up. So it's like it didn't like in my mind it didn't lose points for being different in that way. So I don't know if if they're gonna stay more faithful to the original. A part of me does hope that they do take the Silent Hill 2 route where it's where they decide to like just change up some small parts. I didn't mind it at least. If the one thing I do wish they added to Silent Hill 2 was like if you once you beat the game, you like maybe they could have they would have added an option where like all the original encounter like it was a true it would they would have made a true remake where like all the original encounters were still in place. The the original puzzles. I know some of the level design was changed, so that would have been kind of hard for some of the newly added puzzles and where they were. But like I think that would have been like a fun new game plus reward along with the chainsaw and all that. So I guess that would be like, but if they don't, if it also ends up just being like a true one-to-one remake with like just better graphics and all that, I'll be fine with that. I wouldn't mind that just because it's a game not a lot of people have experience, not a lot of people are going to play, but maybe this is like the one chance people have to get back into this like honestly legendary franchise that I feel doesn't get enough recognition. And that also might just be from the fact that, you know, maybe like the later games kind of dropped the ball since I never played them. I don't really know. But since I now have an excuse to try out these later games that they should be pretty easy to play. I know if you are interested in playing the first three, like legit like through like legit means, PlayStation, yeah, they made it a pain in the ass to put funds into the PlayStation 3 store. But if you all you gotta do is put some money, you could still buy the first three games. Fatal Frame 1, Crimson Butterfly, and what the Tormented is the third one, I believe. I believe that's what it's called. But you have the opportunity to still buy those and experience them through the PlayStation 3. And that's how I'll end up replaying the first three. And then I'll play through I know one of them was like a Wii game. I believe one of them was a Wii game and one of them was a Wii U game. The Wii U game I know has been ported over to like modern PC and consoles. So that's how I'm going to be experiencing that one. If there is a Wii game, I actually might try it out because that sounds like a lot of fun. I think the one game I probably won't be getting is I don't even know if it's an official one, but it's a Spirit Camera in in for the DS. I believe it's part of the franchise, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Spirits that's probably like the one I'll be skipping. I know these games aren't exactly they're not connected, so you don't really gotta play them all. But it's always fun to see how like a game evolves, especially when they try to bring back an old one for a remake. I wonder if I'm also not sure if like the second one is regarded as the best one. I really like the first one just because because just 'cause it was the first one I did start from the beginning, so it kind of just it holds a place in my heart. But I wonder if the second one is regarded as like the best one, that's why it's being remade, or if they're if they're hoping to like go off Silent Hill 2 praise, where they're like, oh, they remade Silent Hill 2, they're remaking this one, and people who don't know just buy it thinking it was like since it was also the best in its franchise. But yeah, that's it. I'm excited for when it comes out. It's probably one of the few games next year that I'm excited to play. I think that's one of the next videos I'll make is just like games I'm personally excited to play through next year to get my hands on. But we'll see how it goes. All right, yeah, that's it for this one. Have a good one, everybody.